Hello and welcome to Dr. Klumber Plays Aston Villa. So this is my promised Let's Play for Football Manager 2017. I've not really decided on the format for it yet. There's a few options. Let me just move this a bit. It's annoying me that I keep jumping out of the picture. There we go. There's a few options of doing this. I think what I will do is just give a weekly update on where I am with the game. I won't be playing it a lot because, well, I'm working so I can't play a lot. Also the reason why I can't really do a daily update on the channel, as you will have noticed. But I thought it would be interesting to play a game anyway and keep track of it for my channel. So Aston Villa, why Aston Villa? Well, as you know, they got relegated last year. They've had all sorts of trouble. They've been taken over this summer, so the summer of 2016-17. No, the summer of 2016. Yeah, ahead of the season of 2016-2017. No financial trouble, but a squad that's, well, how do you put it politely, not the most balanced. There's a lot of gaps in terms of quality. It's certainly not a squad that should be challenging for the championship. We see that in real life as well. They really are struggling already. Let me just find out what their current real life position is. I think they've gained a bit of form, but all in all, it's not fantastic. BBC website is doing weird things. Just give me the championship. Thank you. They're beating Birmingham now as I record this, which of course for Aston Villa is a big game. But they're only in 13th, 15 played, 20 points. So that's not great really for a team that was expected to challenge for the top, like Newcastle is doing. 15 played, 34 in real life. Yeah, Villa really need to do better than they are doing. So I thought it would be a very interesting challenge to pick up and to see what we can do to bring Villa back to where it should be. So I will talk you through my game now. And I will begin by saying we're at the start of the season. I've gone through all the friendlies. I've settled on a system. Actually, I've got one friendly that I'll play in this episode. I've settled on a system that I will talk about whilst we play the game. Actually, two systems with a bit of a switch. But financially, I started with £0 to make any purchases, but with quite a lot of room in the wage budget. So I adapted the wage budget. So I have some money, but not really a lot. And I've just made an offer for a player that I'm hoping to bring in. I just found him because he came on the radar of one of my new scouts, and he looks like a pretty decent player. One of the areas where I'm really short is midfield. In the report for the team, the big area that's weak for us is passing, first touch, technique. This guy's only 21. Can play in a position where I'm short anyway. I want someone who can cover for Ross McCormack, who's injured at the moment. I'll go through the whole squad in a second. He's young, he's 21, and he doesn't cost a lot of money in wages, which I was after as well. And technically, I think he's, well, you know, his long shots are poor, but I think this is a guy who could improve leaps and bounds in the coming season if I play him quite regularly. And I think I will be able to play him quite regularly. I like his mental stats as well. He's not particularly weak at anything, so that's good. I want his vision to come up a bit. Hopefully that will happen. His decisions are okay, but the one thing that I really like is the determination, being 20, and that is something that I really fancy. In terms of physical stats, he's not the quickest. He needs to get better in the department of acceleration. And he's not the strongest either, but he's not bad. And I think this is a guy, even though he's 21, who can grow into becoming something a bit special if we give him the chance to. So I think he's going to come in soon, hopefully. He's playing in Germany, he's a German guy as well, so that's useful. I will also have a look at my squad just to talk you through. Injuries, actually, let me go to the injury screen. I just got an injury report, didn't I? Bakuna injured. There we go. Look at my injuries. So this isn't good. Micah Richards, who I'm actually trying to get rid of because he's very expensive and not quite good enough, is out for a while. Mark Bunn, my spare goalkeeper, who I'm also getting rid of basically because his contract's ending and I don't really need him, is injured. Ross McCormack, who's my shadow striker, very important part of my system. Only one who can play there effectively, although Jack Grealish can cover that. Is out. Alan Hutton, who is another right back I'm trying to get rid of. Very expensive, 50k a week. Too expensive for this league, so I'm trying to dump him. Leandro Bacuna, a bit of a utility player. Actually started his career at my team in the Netherlands, FC Groningen. I do like him. The game doesn't seem to rate him too much, but I think he's a very useful player to have in the squad. He's out for 4 weeks. A youngster. And we've already had all sorts of injuries at the beginning of the season that players have just come out of. I'll just confirm that. So yeah, injuries are already a problem, really, which is never great for the start of the season. Because it means that you can't... here's one that was injured, Jonathan Kojia. Yeah, it sort of slows down the way that you put things together. Like I said, I will talk about the system when we play the game, but the team it's okay. It's okay. It's not great. Jordan Amafi, very talented young left winger. I play him as a fullback attacking or wingback attacking. Andre Green is a talented youngster who's playing because of the injuries, because I need to put Jack Grealish in the attacking central spot. Of course, Jack Grealish is a great talent as well, as you are probably aware. If you're not aware, Jack Grealish is truly a great talent. I think he's going to be a wonderful player if he gets his attitude together. Aston Villa bought Mile Jedinak of Crystal Palace in the summer. Very talented player. No, not talented. How do I say that? Very experienced player. He's my vice captain as well. And he's just very good at winning the ball in midfield, which is something I like playing with because I'll talk about that. Tommy Elphick has been brought in. I don't even know where from. Bournemouth. He's my captain. I don't know much about him. He seems alright, but he might struggle to hold down the captaincy long term. He's a very solid, reliable defender, so maybe I'm a bit too critical of him. And then the other guy that was brought in, James Chester from Hull, and then at West Brom, had a great Euro campaign in the summer with Northern Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, with Wales. Yeah, so he's playing. I think he's going to probably be a solid long-term player for us. So the team is there. Albert Adoma is a nice player as well. Pacey right winger, can create something. But yeah, it's the Dutch have this expression, or the Frisians actually, net neat, crack net. Yeah, it is a bit net neat. It's not quite there. There's areas where we really want to do a bit better. So midfield being the main one. I think Mile Jedinak and Gary Gardner are perfectly serviceable. Then we have this Chibola, who's supposed to be quite talented. I don't really see it in him. He's okay physically, but I want my players, certainly in midfield, to have a bit of technique and flair and vision, and he doesn't bring that. And that, I think, is my biggest problem. I don't really have a player who is going to be a spark in creating chances, in making the midfield come alive, which is why I'm playing with wingers, because then you can do it that way. And yeah, so basically I'm already talking about the tactics. I will do that one and then we will play a game, because this is already going on for too long. This is my initial tactic that I think certainly at home we will start off like this. Playing with control, flexible, no instructions. I still want to tweak it a bit and get there to get something sensible out of that. I'm playing Shadow Striker, but that's only when Ross McCormack is playing, who's clearly injured at the moment. I will leave Jack Grealish to play Shadow Striker. It's not his favourite role there, but I think he's probably quite good at it. I've got the attacking fullback, wingback, and the wingers on support. Again, that's something that I'll probably switch up every game depending on who the opponent is. And then we've got Jordan Ayew, who's my preferred striker, complete forward. He's been okay in the pre-season. He's not set the world alight, but I think he's pretty solid. And I'm just noticing Nathan Baker's figures are pretty good as well. But having said that, our schedule has been very soft, and we've not really come across any real opposition yet. So I'm not banking on anything. Our first away game is against the chaps down the road in Hillsborough, which is where I live, and that's going to be a cracker away at Sheffield Wednesday. Going to be tricky in real life, a match that Sheffield Wednesday won with 1-0 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, let's play this friendly and then we'll talk about things a bit more. So I've got that one starting strategy that I think will work quite well. I want to go out and dominate, try and play attacking football. I think as Aston Villa at this level we have to. That could well be the thing that kills me though, because it's championship. Anybody can beat anybody, as everybody following the championship knows. In terms of fitness, we're getting there. There's still some players, mainly due to injuries, who need to get a bit sharper. So Miliadinak, sorry, I had a big lunch. Miliadinak could do with being a bit sharper. Same for Gary Gardner. But I think we will get there this game. So I am starting this way. If we were playing away, actually, you know what? Because we are playing against Wednesday away, I'm going to start in my other setup, which is a standard mentality fluid with quite a bit of push going higher, not a lot of closing down, and for the rest mainly overlap and exploiting flanks. But the key difference is that we don't play a attacking midfield, we play a register, because I realized that Ashley Westwood is pretty good as a register, and I really like registers. The idea of a register is that they control the game from the back. They're the guy that the keeper funnels the ball to, that the defenders funnel the ball to, and he then pings it on into where it needs to be, if you like. And he can do that. His passing is good, his vision is good, he's a good team worker, so he'll work at the back end as well. I like him in this role, so I've put him in, and then I could put Jack Grealish on the left anyway, in his inside forward, that's his favourite position there, and Adoma on the right. Yeah, let's start like this because of the Wednesday game. Only 9 substitutes, yeah, the rest of my substitutes all have dead. And there we go, finally. I let my assistant do quite a lot of this stuff. I'm not really bothered, certainly not in the pre-season. Too much clicking, you can see my opinion on all that stuff in the previous video on Football Manager. I'm playing this quite quickly at the moment. I'm just doing key and high speed because it's friendly. I'm not too bothered really, as long as we do okay. Oh, and the other thing is I use split screen. Might not be ideal for recording actually. Shall I change that? Why can't I change it? Oh wow, are we 2-0 down already? We are 2-0 down already. Okay, that's great. Why can I not? What? What's going on here? Key, left panel. Why can I not change my camera mid-game? Oh, whatever. Let's do chat. Aggressive. Push forward. Go and get some attacking impulse. There we go. The wings are where I want to have my attacks come from, because they split open the defense. Theoretically. Oh. Wonderful stuff from Aston Villa, but we are losing. I'm a bit annoyed that I can't change this, but yeah, I'll see if I can change that later on. It's still only a friendly. Thank you, Gary Gardner with the bullet. Nice goal by the looks of things. So that's good. I'm ignoring my assistant. I usually do that as well, because they tend to go all over the place with their advice. Let's just see how harsh I should be. Yeah, pretty harsh. We're being played off the pitch by Peterborough, which isn't really good enough. So I am going to demand more. My James Chester. Now, this is one of the things that I'm a bit worried about. I've played lots of friendlies, and the guy who keeps making mistakes is James Chester, and I don't want him to make mistakes. So let's give him a bit of extra incentive. Make clear to him that he might lose his spot at this point, because I don't like what he's doing. So this is also where maybe not pressing that much is a problem. I don't know. We'll have to see. It is the way it is. There we go. Jedinak, who has got a ball-winning job, if I'm not mistaken. Box to box, and Gardner is the ball winner. I might actually swap those two around. I think that works better. Yeah. There. Lots of other text coming over the right wing, which is alright. There we go, Jack Grealish. And the assist from Richie the Lad. So what I'm trying to achieve is that my fullbacks, or you know, the guys who play on the wing at the as defenders, create that extra space, create extra threat. Ooh, close. And that will really help break down defensive teams, because I actually anticipate teams beginning in a sort of defensive mindset against us. Clearly Peterborough didn't, or they're very good at countering, I'm not sure. Why is Adoma not so happy? Don't know. We will leave him in. Not seeing a lot from Jordan Amafi, so he's coming off for Sissoko. And we will bring Kojia, who's also a complete forward on. He's not as good as Ayu, but he's still scored 2 goals in the one game that he played before getting injured, so he might actually be better than I think he is. Be nice if he scored with his first touch there. Oh, nice pass by the lad, very well played. Now, one of the things that we're really short on, especially with McCormack out injured, is free kicks and corner ability. I'll show you that in a second. We just don't have a lot of ability technically in this team, which I find surprising for Aston Villa, which used to be known for being one of the better football playing sides in the Premier League not that long ago. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. One of the things that changed is the board wishes, demands, whatever. When you just start the game, you don't actually have them. I said I would want to be judged on getting through young talent, which is why I'm playing guys like Green and so on from the bench. And when they actually perform, they will get time off the bench as well. I think we're gonna call this a 2-2, which I'm going to say that I got it right. I'm going to say I'm not happy with you, and I wasn't happy with you. Looked inspired, that's good. And I will tell Jordan Ayew I needed to make tactical decisions. It wasn't really, it was just to keep him fit for the real game, but we can't tell him that. And there we go. So this is one of the guys that I'm looking to bring up. He's not great, but he has got some ability as a midfielder. I like his flair as well, so he's a guy that I'll be looking to bring up. And there's a few others in there as well. So Andre Green is a pretty good left winger in his own right already. Could do with improving his passing a bit and his crossing, but he's a natural dribbler and he isn't slow, so he's already going to get quite a bit of game time. Mark Bonn is injured, but I brought this goalkeeper up. I don't think he's going to make it, but why not have him on the bench? And then we have Russian Hepburn Murphy, and I played Villa in 2015, I think, and he turned out to be a really nice striker just by giving him enough exposure to the first team, so I have high hopes for him. And then there's Johan Abdul, who's only 17 years old. He's going to be brought very slowly, central defender. Always difficult with central defenders to bring them into the first team, because you don't really want to how do I say that? You can't rely on them not screwing up. So that's always difficult. I want Kojia to come along, so I need to swap one of these two out, and it'll be Russian for now. There we go. So let me show you Kojia as well. He's pretty quick and he's just a very balanced player. In that sense, he's a bit like Ayu, just not as good. So if we compare him with do it this way because he should be in here now. There we go. See, they're very similar. They play in the same positions. The only difference is that Ayu, who's in green, is more technical and better physically and a bit quicker. Kojia has apparently a bit more vision, a bit more aerial ability, and other than that they're quite similar. But for the striker, I do like the physical and technical aspect, so I think Ayu is probably just a better choice. Right, we're going into the Wednesday game. I'm going to make sure I've got everything set up right this time, because with a friendly it's okay to muck about, but when it's a real game you want to make sure. The lad, do I want him to be a complete wingback or a defensive fullback? I think Wednesday will play a winger. I might play him as an inverted, because I think this guy can actually play in the midfield as well. He can pass and not sure. He's a decent player, but he doesn't really fit my way of playing. But I don't really have a backup for him with Michael Richard out and Alan Hutton. Normally I would probably play Leandro Bacuna in the inverted wingback, because he's also a midfielder. In case you're wondering, an inverted wingback actually pushes up into that position. So they narrow the field at the back a bit, but they provide all sorts of ball playing opportunities for the defense, which is very handy to have. What I will do is I'll just make him a fullback attacker. I think that's the team that we will kick off with. I'm going to give Ashley Westwood a bit of a rest. I like doing that. And then we will see where we get to. One of the things I also did in the preseason is fill out all the different vacancies that the staff had. So we started with a reasonably light team. Just me, me, Steve Clark, oh dear, Kevin Bond, one of the fitness coaches, Chris Lorkin, I think, and one goalkeeping coach. And our head of youth development. I'm not sure why he's there, but I added a goalkeeping coach, another fitness coach, and two coaches, so that our training now is the best in the championship, which is what we want, and it also enables us to train our players a bit better. And we've got this specialization going on. I could add another coach for shooting, but I like the way it works out now. We don't want too many coaches. The other thing I worked on was the amount of scouts and increasing the coverage of weird parts of the world. So if we go here, you can now see that I added an African scout, Abderrahim Wakili, who gives us more knowledge of both Central Europe and North Africa and West Africa, which is useful to have because we're playing with a pretty big database, and I wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on. Right, we will click forward. There we go. I knew that we'd be playing with wingers. So we've got Adam Reach, just come over from Middlesbrough, and Marco Matias. That's not their strongest team. I don't think this is how they'll play, but you don't know. That's saying that Tom Lees is slightly injured. Yes! Tom Lees is Wednesday's best defender by quite a lot. And I don't know who this is. Oh, they borrowed him, loaned him from Southampton. So if Tom Lees isn't playing, that's good news for us. That might mean they could either put Glenn Lovens in, or I'm not too bothered about that. They could either put Glenn Lovitz in or Sam Hutchinson, and it looks like they're putting both in, so they're dropping Jack Stephens. You know what, I think this is a more realistic start for them. I don't think they'll play Gary Hooper now. I think he'll probably start in striker. Urban Manuelson, Joel Smith. Yeah, we don't know. I think they will play in that 4-3-3, which is good because we counter that. And we're signing our German kid that I'm actually quite keen on. Be interesting to see if he develops the way that I think he can develop. Some more stuff coming in. Let's stop the advert and let's hire him. Thank you. And what else was there? Okay, not a problem. I do like the inclusion of data analysts because, you know, I'm a scientist and I like the idea of data analysis in football. I am pleased. I want to bring in the best players. No, I don't think there's much risk at all. I don't think a fee should dictate. They think we've overspent. I completely disagree. I don't want to discuss. I certainly hope he can make it big. I certainly hope so. Bye. Did I ask my captain to talk to him? I don't know if that's a feature anymore. Sent on intensive language course. Right, the fans are happy with me signing him, so that's good. That's what we need. And I will ask my captain to... Oh, it seems to have been removed. Okay. But the players are really content. So we started the season, you won't know this because I skipped it. The start of the season just relegated. We were actually looking pretty poor in the department of team happiness, and clearly we'll go here. Clearly we're getting back now, so people are happy. That's really important in this game. If your squad has a lot of unhappiness, they tend to perform a bit less than they should do, and even a bit is enough to screw you over. We've apparently got calls for Khalid Abdo. Cover, refuse. Yes. I don't want to loan players out just so they can sit on the bench somewhere else. There's no point. Oh, how do you like my younger look? That's me when I was skinny. Yeah. I don't like that system at all. Out alone from your club. So what? No, probably too soon. I think we'll be in the mix. I am happy with what I've got, and I'm happy that he's here. And we can do that, and click. Where do I go to my bloody assistant to finish some of those questions off? Not apparently. So the question is, do I actually play him off the bench? And I think I will do. But who does come off? Yeah, Andre Green, I think. Right. Now let's hope that Grealish doesn't get injured. So we are going to begin. Hopefully. The game is a lot quicker, by the way. I mentioned that in the previous video. The 64-bit makes a huge difference. It also seems very stable on the Mac. 16, when you closed it down, always came up with an error report for whatever reason. 17 doesn't do that, so I think that might be to do with 64-bit. Godjet, 45 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't going to play him anyway. Right, I think we're ready for it. they've had a good pre-season as well, though they did lose to... No, I say that. They beat all the little teams, but they lost to the only reasonable opposition, so that doesn't worry me. I'll give him my favourite number. Well, no, it's not my favourite number, but it's one of my favourite numbers. Going hard on Abdi, I think that's probably wise. So we do see Matthias and Reach, and we do see Hooper. They've signed Adam Forshaw, who's a guy I was looking at as well. I think he would have been good for our team. Oh, they signed him on loan. I didn't want to. And for the back, they've gone with Sasso and Stevens. That's interesting. Where is... Okay, no Hutchinson. I don't quite understand that choice, to be honest. Come. Show me what you can do. And we're not going to do anything too over the top, but I will actually tell him that he can do this and score stuff. Now, we're not pressing the ball. I've showed you that, I think. We don't really do the... In here, I could have done that quicker, I suppose. We don't close down a lot. We actually are on less with that. And the reason for that is that I play with the ball winner and the box to box, so I expect them to win the ball back. And the problem is that if that doesn't happen, then we might have to change things up a little bit, either switch Westwood to a more ball winning role, or indeed get the whole squad to apply some pressure. We are struggling to hang on to the ball. I can't change it. I don't, why? Why? Anyway, let's have a look at the stats. So yeah, we're really struggling to hang on to the ball, which means I'm going to change something. I also need to change from the fast thing. I'm going to play a bit narrower and retain possession, because I don't want them to dominate the game. And what I do need to do is this, and then that. So we're passing very poorly. 71% of our passes arrive. That means they're pressing us hard, but we should do better. Bringing people in a bit closer to each other helps in that respect, but so far I'm not impressed. We're closing them down enough defensively. They've not really had a good chance except for one, but we're not creating enough. Adoma is not having the greatest of games. That is part of the problem. I'm just going to say I'm not actually happy, and particularly you. Go show me what you can do, and you as well. Lose confidence. I mean, Jordan Ayew loses confidence after being told off. James Chester looks like he's making mistakes still. I might actually take him off because of that. Swap those two around, and then let's see if we can get some more control on this game. I think one of my problems is that James Chester plays poorly on the ball. Yeah, 21 passes, 11 arrive, so he gets the ball and hoofs it forward, which I hate. And oh, I've missed the goal, and I don't have the replays on. So you've missed the goal, but Adoma has scored, so that's pretty good. Can we see it anyway? I want to see it. Come on then. Come on then. It's a bit dull. I don't like cheering against my own team. But yeah, it is the way it is. We need this goal because we want to win the league this year. And Wednesday is one of the direct competitors, so winning this game is actually very beneficial. Looks like it was a cross, was it? Yeah, Grealish crossing it and Adoma finishing it. Excellent. That's exactly the sort of play I like seeing. So that's why we play with from the wings, really, because I think there's a lot of synergy. Oh, a lot of synergy. They've just done it again. Well done. Between the wingers, they can actually find each other really well, which is great. That means there's less pressure on Ayew to score. Yeah, great cross, great finish, thank you, excellent. I'm thinking of taking Ayew off. He's not playing very well. That was weird, I don't know what happened there. Certainly helped changing the tactics a bit as well, because I think my team are a lot more in control now. Passing a bit better. It's still not great, but if we look at the last 5 minutes, I'm just clicking random buttons now. Click, click, click. Where's that gone? Action zones. Yeah, we're definitely attacking a lot over the right, so that makes sense because Adoma is our right winger, and Grealish plays as an inside striker, so he doesn't want to run with the ball that much. So we're really exploiting their left back, who I think is Pudil, yeah, which is quite handy for us. I am going to make this substitution now. I'm not impressed with Jordan Ayew, and I like Gojia to play some as well. And as we are 2-0 up, I'm going to give it 5 minutes and I'll bring Enrol on as well. Enrol, I might have to change his name. That was close. Errol Zenjinu Halana. He's gonna come on for him, and we'll put him on as a central midfielder in support, and I'll tell him there is no pressure, just go and play your football. Which for some reason always sort of gets a negative response. I don't know why. Errol Zetnulahu. Zetnulahu. Good German name.
It's 14 hours.
Slowing down now. We're going to go to key anyway. I think we have it in the pocket. If Wednesday score, Adoma. If Wednesday score, I'll slow it down again. But we're doing pretty well. I'm not impressed with our ball keeping ability. I don't know why. Westwood is playing well though. I'm going to make one more change. No, I can't. Westwood is playing well. 7.3, 7.4. And obviously our wingers were the difference today. So that is the first game of the season. I think we can be happy with that. A good win. Well done. And I'm going to tell you that, just to explain it to him. The same goes for him. And I'm going to tell James Chester, you let yourself down and you had to come off. Because he did let himself down. So that puts us on first game, 3 points in the bag, 2 goals made, 0 goals against, which is excellent. I like clean sheets a lot. So yeah, that's a good start. Against what I think is a good team. Well, I would say that, wouldn't I? But I think that is excellent. Yeah. Obviously, yeah, it was good. Yeah, excellent. Bye. That concludes today's recording. But I will continue playing. Next week, I will give you an update and show you where I am. Might well be at the end of the season. It might well be 3 games in. I really don't know. It's very difficult for me to plan my time to do the recording or to play. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And if you want more detailed information about the game, how to play certain things, how to decide certain things, then let me know. I might actually do a video later this afternoon, because I do have some time, talking in more detail about the tactics and the different roles and how you can not how you can, but how you should make things work together as a team, rather than just looking at the priority of the players and the sort of star rating they get. I think that will be an interesting video for this afternoon. But until then, I am going to have a cup of coffee and relax, and then make that video, and I will see you for this series next week. That's Dr. Klumber out. Thank you. Bye bye.